Right, thanks for joining me back in the shed. It's been a while since I posted. It is now the new year, so happy new year everyone. Hope you all had a good time, hope you've had a good Christmas, a lovely little bit of a break. As you might be able to hear, I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment, but I thought I'd kick off the new year with another video, just a small one. I follow this guy called Brikologikand on Instagram. Some of you might already see some of his stuff, might have already done some of his stuff. I've done a couple of his bits already, but I thought I'd do a nice little video for the start of the year, doing another one of his projects. Now they are these little book holders. I say book holders is more of a page holder. So you put it on your finger, and obviously when you're holding your book or on your thumb, it holds the pages down nice, so you can read away without awkwardly holding the book any other way. Just a nice little trinket. So I've done what I normally do. I've downloaded these templates. I've made my own little ones by sticking his templates onto a piece of little, I think it's 3mm ply, and then just cutting out one so I can reuse them. That's just the way I like doing it. I know I don't have to, but like I say, it's what I like doing. So I've got a couple there. I've had a little bit experiment before I thought I'd put the camera on. This is roughly what they turn out like. That is only a bit of ply that I've done it with, just to sort of fine tune myself with it. I've now got a bit of purple heart and a couple of pieces of oak, which I'm also going to do it in. And I've also got a bit of walnut, which I'm also going to make another one out of. As you can see, I've already drilled the hole through the middle. That is one little tip I will give you, which I found. Obviously you do the shaping on the bandsaw, you cut it all out on the bandsaw, and then you use a hole saw to drill out, or a Forstner bit, whatever you've got, to drill out the middle part there. When I made these, I cut them all out first, then drilled it. Can be a little bit fiddly to hold on to, especially if you're running it through a drill press, or even with a handheld drill. Can be a little bit fiddly. So I thought, let me try it with this one before I go ahead. Drill the hole before I cut it out. Also gives me another little way of holding it as I'm running it through the bandsaw. That's what happened. And I think that's, for me anyway, you guys might also find it a good way of doing it. For me, that's the easiest way. I'm now going to go ahead and mark out on these the shapes of the templates again. I'm going to see if I can get a couple. I know out of this I'll probably get 4 or 5 out of these pieces of oak, because it's only like little pieces. I'll at least get 2 out of there. If I position them right, I might get a couple more. I might get 3. Who knows? Let's see. Just because, especially this one, you got the extra little bit of shapes on top, and this one, like I say, it's not completely round either or shaped over. It's got a little bulge for the head and a little notch for the tail. So they might fit on it a bit differently. So I'm gonna have a play around with this, get them drawn up, and then I'll go over to the bandsaw and I'll bring you for that. Right, I've got a few of those marked out now. So let's cut over to, I've said the bandsaw just now, but we're not going to go there straight away. We're going to go to the pillar drill first, get all the holes cut out, and then we'll move to the bandsaw. So let me get repositioned for the pillar drill. See you in a second. Let's get me Forstner bit set up in here. And yes, I know it's still a mess. New year, I am aiming to get it more organised at least. Get this worktop sorted out a bit better, so I can get my work efficiency, or my workflow a little bit better. don't beat me up for it. I know it's like it. It's always a balancing act when you're trying to work, pay your bills, and then do a little bit of a side thing as well, which is what this is for me at the moment. Right, let's crack on. So I know I should be doing something a bit better this year, because I don't do it often enough. And thanks to the other half, who watches some of the stuff that I watch, or should I say I torture her with it, I think she secretly enjoys it. I've got a set of these. Now I will say I've used them a few times already, and I'm very, very impressed with them. So thanks, John, for making something so awesome like this. I'm not sponsored by it. I would love to have a little bit of a deal, but paid full price, or should I say the other half paid full price for a Christmas present for me, and I really, really appreciate it, because it's going to keep these going for a little bit longer, hopefully. So let's get protected and carry on. And I will apologise now if you hear me sniffling. It is because I've got a bunged up nose. I'll try to do my best to cut it down to a minimum. But yeah, I do apologise in advance. Just like that, they're done. Now you can't really see them very clearly on that one, but the markings are there. It's just like a bit of purple up with low rolls. So now I'm going to get set up for the bandsaw, and we'll get cracking on that one now. Right, now we're set up, let's crack on. That is all of them done. So for the ones that look like birds, there's one little bit I'm going to do is just draw through where the eyes are meant to be, and that's it. Did a bit of sanding. So I'm just using a little countersink piece, that one with the drill bit in it already. So just go straight through, little countersink, job done. Right, on to everyone's favourite bit, sanding. So I'm going to do what I normally do when we pull a drill, which I don't recommend everyone to do because it is a little bit iffy, but that's what I like doing. So I'm going to use it. Got a little bit of a dowel with a bit of sandpaper attached to it. Makes it more interesting because I haven't got this exactly dead straight. So it gives it a little bit of a wobble. Yeah. Gonna go through all the arch bits with the dowels on every single one of them. And then I'm gonna go to a bigger piece and then go around these a bit more just to try and get them arched, or the shape of it a bit more finessed. Sander, normal DA sander or hand sander, however you want to do it, all along these pieces. There we are. kind of torchy all with this part, so I will skip through it a little bit, go over to the hand sanding shortly, and we'll carry on. See you in a minute. Right, so we're getting there with these page holders, you want to call them, book holder. So we're at a point where everything's had a very, very light sanding. I've gone through a couple of different grits. The only thing I'm not happy about is the Purple Heart ones. I need to get the colour back into them. So sometimes with Purple Heart, I don't know if you can really see from there, you might be able to see a little bit. But like that one's very purpley. This one's got a few brown marks to it. So it's essentially almost like losing its colour. It's not, the colour is still there, it's just faded slightly. I think it's mostly from moisture if I'm right. If not, correct me, because I'm sure someone out there knows more about that than I do. So there are some little tricks to try and get the colour back. I've used in the past and I've seen on other people using as well. Some people do use a blowtorch and warm it up that way and it brings the colour back. When I've done it, I've not found the colour to stay there as consistently as when I've put these into, say, an oven. Just warming them up that way, do it very, very gradually. You don't need to crank it right up as if you're cooking yourself a pie. Just whack them in, let them warm up slowly on a very, very low heat, and it brings the colour back. I've had better results with that in the past where it's lasted longer. And then finish them, and then once you put your finish on, the colour stays there. If you don't finish them, it will start to fade again slightly, especially if it's in sunlight and stuff like that. So a lot of it will come down to where your wood's stored as well as to whether you will lose colour like this. So for now, the Purple Heart ones I am done with. These ones have all had their sanding, so they're now ready for the finish. What I'll do is I'm going to finish these on video now, and I'm going to finish them off camera, but I will put up some pictures at the end of it to show everything all done. So these all finished, colour back in them, varnished, not varnished, I'm going to use my wood wax that I make on them. So I do have it in. So that one is pretty much empty, so I need to get another one. It is just mineral oil and beeswax that I make. I do have it for sale if anyone is interested. If you want to give it a try, see what you think, let me know. Yeah, so like I say, them ones I'll finish off camera. These ones I'm just going to go through now. I'm going to bring you over a little bit closer so you can see how it comes up. This is the only walnut one that I've made, because it's the only piece of walnut that I've got left. Everything else is gone. So I actually need to do a bit of a run, maybe to my favourite place, like you all know, Surrey Timbers, get some more pieces from there. I do use some other sawmills as well, which I might have a little visit around. I do have some big planks of wood, which I'm not sure still. They are wood that you guys have seen on the channel if you've been watching for a while. I still am unsure what to do with them. Some are a bit of an odd shape, so I may cut them down and use them for projects like these, just because they're interesting. If I can speak, they are interesting pieces of wood, so they would. They are interesting pieces of wood, so I think they would give a nice little feature to, not necessarily this, but something along these lines maybe. Who knows? And trust me to pick some awkward shapes to get into. So again, these are down to Brikologik. Go over and have a look at some of his stuff. Really, really creative, really, really like his stuff. I've had a few bits of his already that I've done. I think I might have shown some of it on here before. Very, very talented guy. Much more so with the bandsaw than I am. I'm still a bit of a hack with it, but I get results still, so it's all good. Can't complain. Got some nice interesting little crevices to try and get some of the wood wax in, some of the finishing. Might have been easier with a spray. But why do we want things easy, eh? Make it more interesting. As I say, I do thank everyone that has bided their time with me, because the videos have been very slack last year. Personal reasons is all I'll say. If anyone is interested, you know, just let me know and I might do a little video on it. It is just down to that really, that I've not been able to get as many videos up. I've had to go and doing a bit more full-time work again. Not ideal, but it's not ideal when you're trying to do something. This is ideal obviously when you've got bills to pay. But there we go. This year I am really hoping to try and get as much time back in the shed as possible. Try and grow this channel a bit more. Like I say, I am very appreciative of everyone that's sticking with me, and even the new ones, you know, thank you very much. It's always nice to have a few more people joining us for the journey. And I will do my best to try and get a bit more out of it for you guys. I really enjoy doing this myself, which is why I've got into doing it. Obviously, wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. But yeah, here we go. So I do hope everyone did have a really nice New Year's, Christmas, whatever you celebrate. If you do celebrate it or you don't celebrate it, have a good time regardless. So each their own. We're all individual creatures. We all like our own things. Don't all have to like the same thing. Right, so those have now got their coating. I'll try and show you a couple of different ones. Bit better light with the camera down here. That's those ones done. And obviously the one in walnut, that's turned out really nice. I do like the walnut one. And you've got ones like these. But like I say, the colouring shows more on this one. You can see it's not as, doesn't pop as much. It's faded slightly. So I just want to get the colour back in them, back along the edges and stuff as well, just to make it nice. And that is it. So again, I will thank everyone for joining me along this journey. Appreciative of everyone that's here, everyone that's joined, everyone that will join, hopefully in the future. Stand up, why don't you? And there we go, we'll leave it at that. Catch you on the next project. Thank you.